Good morning, everyone. So it is actually Wednesday, April 1st, but I am recording this video to post in the morning since I actually have on not workout clothes for once. I went to school today and it was super sad because you guys weren't there. But while I was there, Eugene asked to come and angry Eugene also asked to come. So I brought them home with me. Everything is intact. Someone's lunchbox is still on the desk. Somebody's notebook is still thrown on the back table. But it was super sad not to be there and have you guys not. But so this is the review I told you I would do for the legislative branch quiz. And I'm just going to go through the most missed questions and a couple of things from the scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunts were a little, I looked at the grades. I looked at your answers. Some of you guys look like y'all might have made up some answers, but we'll talk about some of that. And we'll just go through the questions just to reiterate anything that you did not learn. So y'all missed number 4. It said, what power does the House have that the Senate does not? And they are the first to review or write spending. Number 5 was what were the qualifications, which I thought was an easy one, but maybe not. The House, you have to be 21 years old. In the Senate, you have to be 25. Number 6 was what is the terms, I believe it said. And the term for both the House and the Senate is a 2-year term. Not 4. All the other answers had something about 4 years, and that's just not true. Number 9 was a little bit of a trick question. It was like, what can a committee not do with a bill? You can pass with changes. It can pass as is. It can veto. Remember, they're not doing anything. They're making recommendations. They don't have the power to pass a bill. They have a power to make a recommendation of how the chamber handles the bill. So the correct answer was they cannot vote the bill into law. They do not have that power. They can make recommendations of how it should move forward to the floor. Then the floor gets to vote for it. Number 10, if a bill is not signed in 40 days, it becomes a law. And the last thing was, what happens when a bill is vetoed? So when a bill is vetoed, it returns back to its chamber of origin. So if it was started in the Senate, it would go back to the Senate. And then, of course, they can bring the bill up again in additional years, as many times as they want to, if they want the bill to be made into a law. Looking at your legislative branch scavenger hunt, I thought it was an interesting information for you guys. So yeah, a lawmaker only makes $17,000 a year working for the General Assembly, so they have to do something besides that. So a lot of them have to own their own businesses so that they have the flexibility where they can go be in session for those 40 days per year. Sine Die, which is Latin for those of you who took Latin this year, that is the last day of the session. And a lot of times legislators work all night long in order to get as many things accomplished as they can. And so before the end of the session happens. Some other things I just kind of wanted to, what was crossover day? And there was some made up answers on this one too. Crossover day is the last day a bill has to cross over into the next chamber. So everyone is working to try to get their bills to that point so that they will cross over to the next chamber. If they don't make it to crossover day to go into the next chamber, then they will be sitting there until the next year for the next session. What happens to bills that do not make to the floor? So one person, I think it was Cheyenne, he answered it correctly about it becomes a zombie bill. So it can either take over a bill that has already passed, it can combine two similar bills, or it can cannibalize one, meaning that it is a zombie bill. So it is combined with a similar bill. What is a lobbyist? So a lobbyist is a person that is paid to basically by an organization to go and kind of push a bill. They do have like corporations or interest groups pay these people to go have influence and try to help get specific bills passed that will benefit that organization. They do have restrictions, like they are not allowed to work the floor. So, for example, it says, what is considered working the ropes? They are not allowed in the ropes. They are not allowed to be on either chamber floor. They have to stay behind the ropes, but they can be allowed to speak to legislators. All right, let me answer a couple questions that I've had about your projects. So I brought a couple of, since I was at school today, I picked up a couple of examples of the comic strip project that I will post on the blog that you can kind of see, not copy, but you can look at for ideas. If you want to work with a partner, it needs to be something digital so that you can both contribute. The comic strip is an independent project. You can't, I'll draw 3 boxes, you'll draw 3, it'll be lost in translation. So you guys need to work on, if you want to work together, work digitally. I don't care what platform it is, as long as you can send it to me. I said Google Slides on the blog because you can both be typing in a Google slide at the same time and work on it together. You could also do a sway. You could do a video, whatever you want to. If you are struggling with that, you can be as creative as you want. Just make sure that you can send it to me however it is when you're finished. Hang on one second. I look at my notes to see what else we needed to talk about. So anyway, if you have any additional questions, it was really nice to see some of you guys on Zoom today. I think that I like it better than Teams, so if we ever need to in the future, we'll do that. I do want your projects to be submitted on by Friday, if possible. I don't really have a time limit in mind. I kind of want you guys to use next week to actually take a break. Even though you probably can't go anywhere, to go do something fun and not worry about school for a minute. So if you have questions about your project as you're going through it, please text me, email me, Google Voice me, whatever. You know how to get in touch with me. So while I was at school today, I was very reminiscent as I was looking around my classroom. I still know where all of you guys sit. So what am I wondering about you guys today? So period 1, I am wondering, is Timmy still super happy-go-lucky? Is he always still smiling and just kind of a nice kid? I haven't heard from Timmy in a minute. It would be kind of nice to see his face. I'm wondering for period 2, does Dylan still incessantly chew gum? I kind of feel like that's probably still an issue. I was wondering for period 3, does Joseph throw meat discs at lunch at home, or has his mom stopped buying him Lunchables or someone else's Lunchables to borrow from? For period 6, is Austin Williams as chill at home as he is at school? Does he still wear his super clean, cool kicks, or is he like not even getting out of bed these days? Period 7, I wonder, this one, riddle me this. Do you think Sarah Clark has PTSD from being married to Luke during Reality U? Just my thoughts. Anyway, I miss you guys. I hope you're doing okay. It was super weird again being at school and not seeing all of your faces. If you need me, you know where to find me, and I will talk to you soon.